Hello everyone, it's Cathy Zilski. Welcome back to my channel and the craft/dining room. Welcome to my live stream today. I'm so glad to have you here in, the space. And welcome to everyone who's joining. Glad you're here. Today's project, I'm going to make a birthday card. I don't know how many of you are subscribers to my channel, but I recently posted a question in a poll form in my community tab asking what kind of card is the card you make the most? And a resounding number of you did say birthday. And here's the thing, if I'm being honest, birthday are the cards that I need more than any other, mostly from extended family, right? People have birthdays every year. They're having birthdays. And so I want to use a stamp set today that I haven't used here on my channel. I did recently use it for an online card class that I was one of the guest instructors, but today we're going to do it here. So welcome. And yes, I'm very yellow today. This is one of my Old Navy fancy shirts for when I go live, because fashion's not really my thing. It's not really my thing. But welcome everyone. It's so great to see you here. Also, happy National Nail Polish Day. Apparently it's a thing. Who knew? Who knew? But it's great to have you joining. And I see Sarah, I see Leora, I see Rebecca, so many people joining, and I appreciate you for being here. So we got a couple things today. Number one, we got the Gemini cam. It's waiting for you over there. You know it and you love it. Gemini cam. I love the Gemini cam. I'm sorry, it just makes me so happy that I don't have to crank anything on my lives. Not that I don't like my spellbinders. I love that machine. But mama's wrists, they appreciate the electric assist. Okay, welcome again. Good to see you all here. And let's take a look at what we're using, shall we? Let's go to the table. And you can see my pretty pink manicure that I did this morning. True story. When I am working on the magazine, Scrapbooking Cards Today, you can paint your nails and let them dry and keep on working. It's the most amazing thing. I don't think I would be able to get away with that in a corporate setting, but there you go. I've paid my corporate dues, friends. Okay, I'm just putting it out there. This stamp set is called Time to Party. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm not going to do that again. And I've used it to make a card that you haven't seen unless you took the class at Online Card Classes. But I have an idea today. All right, got some inks. Well, let's do this in an appropriate order. Looks like I'm playing. Yep, there we go. Pink, orange, and yellow. I'm gonna stamp some balloons. Okay, I'm gonna stamp some balloons today because sometimes you get a stamp set, right? And it's got all these things. And I wanted to make a birthday card. And I started to look at the hat and I started to think about how could I use that? And honestly, all I want are the balloons. That's all I want. I just want the balloons. I want a greeting. We're going to be good to go. Also, yes, I would like to point out, I am actually live today. A lot of times here in my channel, I will do premieres where I premiere a video. But today we are live and in the flesh. If UPS comes and is knocking on my door, I might have to take it. Okay, or maybe not. So I'm going to start out today with some stamping, and we may have a little light shifting because here in Minnesota, it's beautiful today, but it is partly cloudy. Now I haven't used this much, but I also have, and let me show you here. Let me grab it. I also have the set from My Sweet Petunia, but these are super sticky because I haven't used them yet. So I thought I would bring in my little sticky mat. Oh, Kelly Dubeck, you are so sweet. Thank you for the super chat. I always appreciate that. Oh my goodness, Kelly. Yes, indeed. Well, aren't you special? Love it. Thank you, Kelly. Okay, and I digress. See, I get too excited and I can't even think straight. Okay. I'm going to use the sticky mat today, and I'll show you why. Well, let's start out with some paper. I have some Neenah Solar White Classic Crest. Why can't I think? In the 110 pound. And what I want to do, let's see. I want to put it right. Well, you know what? I want to start it here, I think. Because I want to do 3 balloons. I want to have enough space, right, that I'm not going to have to worry about die cutting them. Okay, so let's get our balloons. And again, if you have any balloon stamp, right, you know what? you can do this type of card because it's really quite simple what I'm thinking. So we're going to do, well, you know what? I'm going to start down here because then I'm going to use this. But I wanted to put the sticky mat in just to hold it so I didn't have to worry about any shifting. Because, you know, sometimes it does shift. So now let's see. Pushing you up. Am I in the corner? I think I'm good. All right. I'll slide this over. We're barely squeezing in here, but I want to start with Peony. Oh, you know what? Let me tap my camera for a minute and reset the focus. There we go. All right. Peony. Lovely color from Simon Says Stamp, part of the Pawsitively Everything collection. And we are going to ink up a balloon. See, I think balloons are kind of universal, right? You can do anything with a balloon. A balloon can be a birthday. A balloon can be, oh, I hope I get this right. Let's see. A balloon can be your graduation. A balloon can be you just had a baby. A balloon can be you just bought a Misty. You know what I mean? Thank you. All right, I got a little schmutz on there, and I'm not sure what that is from. Let's try again. Of course, the beauty of the Misty stamping tool. Never in a million years would I be able to do, oh, did I move it? No. That. Let's get that in there. All right. Well, bring in the Debbie. All right. There you go. That is a glorious balloon. Okay? Now I'm going to wipe this off, and hopefully today you won't hear the crows outside. I don't mess with crows, not just because I was a big fan of that show that we can't say out loud. You know what one I'm talking about, the Canadian one that starts with an S. This is a clean channel. But there are crows that are absolutely going crazy outside of my house right now. I hope they're not coming for me. Never make eye contact. Never make eye contact, okay? All right. Let's make sure we have clearance. Yeah. We have clearance, and now, wait a second. We have clearance. Can you tell me what movie that's from? If you can, you may have grown up in my era. We have clearance. Okay, thank you. I know, I'm just throwing things out. All right, let's go with the Sherbet. This is a bold and vibrant orange. I know, see, that's just it. Crows don't forget. Thank you, Karen. You just won. I don't have anything to give away, but you nailed it. Look at all the airplanes coming through. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Am I right? That's the best movie ever. I swear, when I was a kid, I watched Airplane so many times. Oh, such a good movie. All right, we're just making our balloons. Okay, so now I got those inks. I'm going to try not to get ink. I love that so many of you know that movie. Oh, yes, you got it. Airplane. So good. I haven't watched it in a really long time, but honestly, that informed my humor when I was a little kid. Not a little kid. I mean, I was in probably middle school. Yeah. And, well, it's just the greatest. It's the greatest. All right. I think the sticky mat is really cool. That is just holding those perfectly, right? All right. Let's yep, that's good. Okay. Number 3, Sunbeam. All right. And this, again, I'm picking just really bold colors, and these do stamp really beautifully. I actually need to get some re-inkers for my greens because I have used my greens a lot, but the main re-inker set is currently still sold out. I'm on a waiting list too, so I look forward to the day where I get that email from Simon that says the re-inkers are here, and then I will be happy. All right. It's a bad day to quit. I know I picked a wrong day to quit stamping without a Misty. Okay, let's wipe this down. And I'm going to pop my little stamp. My gosh, the IV. Oh, I'm going to have to watch it. It's just one of those old classics. Leslie Nielsen. Come on, he was just the best. All right, putting this back in. And I am going to... let's lift you up. See, I like the stickiness of this mat because it's not so sticky that it's, well, actually, you know what? I got to do this and might as well line it up right now. Then I'm good to go. All right. Again, welcome to everyone who is just joining or who I have not greeted yet. I'm really glad you're here because, card making, who knew? Okay, now I'm going to grab, I hope it's in here. Yes, it is. I haven't cut apart every die in this set, but I have used a few. And I actually thought, I was hoping this die set would have the sentiments for die cutting, but it does not. And I know that does increase the cost, but whenever I see that there isn't one in the set, I'm always like, oh, I wanted to have that. All right, let's see here. I'm going to see if I can zoom in a tiny bit. Okay. And again, welcome everyone. Good to have you here. Also, yes, Wayne's World. Also love that movie. Now we've got to cut these out. Let's do, well, you know what? Let's do the first one because that will be less whatever. We get to go to the Gemini cam and we're going to do this. Well, I guess we're going to have to do it 3 times. Now I'm trying to look straight down. Can you see that? I think these are pretty easy to line up and cut. So I'm just going to do this like that. And let's see if I don't trip over my mic cable. Shall we try this? So here we go. We're going to go over to the die cut cam. All right, coming on over. And again, I use the setup that I learned from Jennifer McGuire. These are double-sided die plates, and I've got them taped inside clear plates. And I will, again, after this video, I share the link a lot to Jennifer's, the very specific timestamp in her video, because I love it, all right? And it's just, this plate sandwich rocks my world. As does my Totally Tiffany rotating design board. Oh, that looks good. Look at that. All right, okay, there's one. Might as well use the same tape while we're here, and I'm gonna see, let's see, is this showing up on camera? Yeah, more or less. I probably should try to do an overhead from the Gemini, but I don't have a cable that's quite long enough. But here's what I'll do on this one, taped into place, and then I flip. I flip every time. I hope that stayed. However, I am always cutting, well, let's see here. I'm always cutting into the same plate. Okay, that's why that one looks so mucked up. But we're working on it. We're probably going to have to flip it pretty soon. I did a whole heck of a lot of die cutting last weekend because I am teaching a class for Concord and 9th, and I had to make a bunch of good content, and I'm so excited about it. And I was a die cutting fiend, let me tell you. All right. And again, going through this way. Oh, coming through. And my wrists thank me immensely. So we have a 1, a 2, a 3. All right, bye Gemini. Coming back over. Isn't the Gemini cam just awesome? All right, let's go back to table cam. There we are. How are you doing over there? Because I can't see a single comment when I'm over at the Gemini cam. You're all to my back, and I didn't want to leave you hanging. Okay, so I have 3 balloons, and I want to use these strings for these balloons. Now, I did some things in advance to save a little time. So I am going to, pull out another Misty tool. And Linda, I'm going to answer that question. Absolutely. They're going to contact you more, but for my class, you have to do all the die cutting. There's so much die, and it's fun. It's very doable, right? But if you don't do the die cutting, there's no way you can finish the cards in the allotted time that we have. But it's all going to be very clear. Okay. Now, because I live a high life of luxury, I have another Misty. I actually have several. And I want to show you what I have done off camera. See that stamp right there? See that little guy? Let's see. There. That is the balloon string. So what I did, I cut out in advance 3 balloon strings right out of some die cut, or die out of paper, right? I had 3 because I thought, you know what, there's no way. I don't want to deal with lining up the dies, so I'm going to give this technique a whirl. And that is where I placed this little friend inside to get the position right, you know? And, oh, pick it up. And now, technically, when I insert my paper right back in here, the part that I cut, I should be able to cut a semi-decent string. And if it's not perfect, it's fine. Totally fine. I know, the rich lady with the multiple Misties. All right, I'm going to hit my camera again because I feel like it's not quite where it needs to be, maybe? All right, are we focusing? Yeah, kind of. Oh, we'll see. This is a color I haven't used in a while, but I wanted to make a balloon string that wasn't like in your face and, you know, something that looked wonky. So all I'm going to do is just ink this up with this nice warm gray. And let's see, it should be fine. I'm not going to press really hard though, because I don't want to smush it. Hey, that looks pretty good. You see that? Yeah, that's not bad. I'm going to do it again and again, a light tapping. Not pushing this down. Why not colored strings? Well, Judy, here's my thinking behind this. I really wanted this to feel like the balloons themselves are the stars, and I don't want the eye. I want the strings to feel more like an accent. And so by doing this in a nice warm gray, right, they'll show up, but they're not going to detract from the balloons. I'm a big fan of gray elements. I know I don't seem to do much with them, but I really enjoy that. Okay. So yeah, just a nice gray. And I love that I have this color. I don't think I listed this color, but as with all of my live streams, whatever I don't list, I'll come back after the fact. Now, one of the things I should be talking about the technique. Because I've got this lined up in basically the same place, I'm just using the die cut negative space as my guide, right? Love doing it. I don't do this enough because I feel like, you know, again, is that perfect? Well, I mean, not perfect, but it's actually, that's not too bad. Okay. And this way, I never have to move my stamp. All I have to do is pop in the die cut. And you can do this with anything. Anything. Okay. Side chat. I don't know. There is side chat. You know, sometimes I do start the side chat. I love having the comments. I think it's fun that you all also talk amongst yourselves. And there are many conversations that pop up. And I kind of love it. All right. There we go. Love it. All right. So that, again, this was Fossil. And I think what I'll do is set things to the side that I know for a fact I didn't list as a supply. Because sometimes I forget. But I think this is enough for now. And I'm going to pop this out. And it's time to do some more magical things. So actually, I am going to take the string off. I don't need the string. I'll save the template. You know, that's the thing. You can always tuck something like this in the back of your pocket and then, you know, use it again. Use it again. Waste not, want not. Gosh, that's loud sometimes. All right. So I want to have a greeting and I'm going to use, well, let's see here. Time to party. Okay. But I'm going to show, I've done a little pre-cutting of some things and I'll tell you why. It'll all make sense. And here's what we're going to do. I have one piece of Neenah Solar White Classic Crest and one piece of Simon cardstock in the 100 pound. And I don't remember the size, but I'm going to tell you. The size is 3 3/4 by 5. Both are the same. I actually cut these out not by hand, but I used one of my, where are you? I limited the Gemini cam's time. I used one of my A2 layers dies so that I knew these would be perfectly sized because I want to make a greeting and I want to create a little banner because I have this idea that I think will be cute. So right now, this panel and this panel are going to separate. Trust me, it's all good. It's all amicable. And now we're going to pop you here. Let's get you lined up in here. All right. Oh, I'm touching it too much. I'm gonna create some issues. I'm gonna try to get this as straight as possible. Now, actually, I want to show you something kind of cool. If I can do this properly, this ruler actually is pretty cool for this this very process of just trying to figure out like where is the center. That looks pretty good. Maybe over a tiny bit like that. All right. We think that's pretty centered, right? We'll check it out. Then you can go like that, pick it up, and you just use that to help center it. The reason I want it centered from side to side and straight is because and I want to hold this down up here too, I'm going to cut a banner for my card. See that? So that looks good, right? Oh, look, you can see my, my whole setup up there. Hi. Okay. Vicky Booten, she's my friend. Sorry. You didn't know I was going to write a song. Yes, Judy, it's science. Now, I'm going to use this anti-static powder tool. Oh, there it is. I was looking for boy, the focus on this is getting wonky today. Let's go like that. There we go. Oh, you can see my ouchie on my hand. I like this tool. I have multiple anti-static tools, but I actually really like this one from Tailored Expressions. I'm using it more and more. And I'm not shy. I'm laying some down. Oh, Vicky, I'm good. I'm having a good day. Anytime I get to sit and craft, I don't have to tell Vicky Booten. She's the queen of crafting live. But, this is what I wanted to try today. Okay. Some of you had talked about using white pigment ink for embossing. Now, here's the thing. I thought I would try it, okay? I'm going to put a little on here to prime this up. But then I thought, well, all right, let's bring this in. And Judy, I do like this one a little better. It's just a preference, it's just a preference. It doesn't necessarily mean one's better than the other. But I was told to try this, and I think it was, Gina K told me to try it, and then some of you. I am going to ink this up with pigment ink. Now, how many of you do this? Because many of you have told me this too, that it works really well. So we're just going to transfer this. And if I have to do it again, I have to do it again, but I don't think I will. I don't want to lift this up yet because I want to retain all that good moisture. Lift. All right, we're going to give it a try. Doesn't look like much right now, but maybe. Let's get our piece of paper. And I'm going to use just a basic white powder from Simon. I love this fine detail powder. We're going to edit that out in the edited version. I probably will do an edited version. It is fun to see how I can take an hour of my gabbing, and cut it down to like almost nothing. We'll see. All right. Yes, I could always restamp it again, but actually that's some, gosh, my phone is being wonky. That's some pretty good coverage. Okay. We are going to have to do some brushing. Oh, Debbie, don't worry. You're fine. It's mostly just been me talking. You can always go back, and I hope I can get all the pigment ink off here. Oh, maybe. Yeah. Actually, do you want to see a tip that I love? I love this. I keep one blender brush. This is from one of my very first ones from Picket Fence Studio. I'll put a little stamp cleaner when I've got something like a pigment ink, and I'm just going to clean it right like this. It gets all the mucky muck out. My stand, it's listed in the description below. It's called the Totally Tiffany Rotating Design Board. Isn't that great? Look how clean that is. I'm going to leave it in case I need to stamp this again. I don't think I will, but all right. Now, thank you, Judy. Some people don't like the gabbing, but what are you going to do? I am going to just very gently, by the way, this is, the focus is so weird today. This is worth its weight in gold. I love this thing. Love it. Oh, Victoria, the verdict. I'm kind of curious if you want to, I mean, I can look it up later. I haven't followed too much. Lord knows there's enough distraction in my internet world, but it certainly was a case, wasn't it? Now, this brush is so great because it's firm for getting in and picking up the tiniest bits of powder. Because I don't care who you are, black cardstock really grabs the powder. And you're going to end up with errant flakes or flecks, individual pieces. It just happens. But if you're a stickler for it, you can get most of them off. Oh my, she won one. Okay, I got to keep making cards. Here's what we're going to do. Wagner tool, going to heat it up. All right. Oh. Okay, here we go. Okay, well, let's see. Again, coming in here and focusing. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's probably thicker than anything I've had without double stamping it. And I'm not going to double stamp, but you know you could do that if you wanted to. But I think that looks pretty good. All right, next we're going to die cut something. And I'm actually going to pop this open again and hit reset and go there and go there. Sorry that these things are showing up on screen. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to grab another one of my favorite friends, the sentiment labels from Simon Says Stamp. Love this. And once this is cool, see how powdery it is, right? Well, then you just kind of just wipe it off. Wipe that off. And then if there's any extra little flakes of powder that you think I really can't live with, I mean, I can. I don't think it's that bad, but I'm going to show you this because I bring this out all the time now because I had it for a year and did nothing with it. Thank you, Jennifer McGuire. If you have like one more piece, you can always like drill it off. Look at that. Look at that. Takes it right off. I apologize to people who have problems with dental tools. I mean, you know, it does work. Oh, I do not have this cloth listed. I should list it. I just get these on Amazon, but I'll tell you what it is. It's an e-cloth. Where's the logo? Oh, here we go. It's an e-cloth. These are not only great for crafting, but they're great for cleaning your glasses. Yeah, it's an e-cloth and they come in multiple colors. It's just, it's not microfiber, it's just fiberless. And that's why it's so wonderful. I love it. Okay, I'm spending too much time. It's time to focus and achieve. Okay. Yeah, that tool, it's kind of cool. I mean, you know, when you're making simple cards, taking extra little steps, it's not the worst thing. You don't have to do that for sure. Oh my gosh, I just totally mucked that up. But it's, you know, it's not a bad thing. Now here's what I want to do. I actually, let's see if I can figure this out. Well, no, I'm going to use this. I want to cut this as straight as possible. And sometimes, tape you down there, this is a little warpy. So what I would like to do is figure out how to get this as straight as possible using my mat. Actually, I think that's pretty good. How does that look? Come down a little bit maybe? Because this is going to go across my card. Actually, I think that's pretty good. So we're going to tape this. I'm going to hold it down. You know me, I'm an over adheser. I actually think I'm going to have merch someday, I promise. You know, you can do that with YouTube. And I would love to have a shirt that says over adheser, because nobody would know what that meant except a crafter. Okay, it is time to go back to Gemini Cam. I wish I could get, you know what I'd like to get? A sound recording of Laura Basson singing all of my cams. Okay, let's go back to die cut cam. Gemini Cam. All right, I'm gonna put it this way so it goes through the long way, and I think this time we'll just flip it and go. And yes, this is linked below in my YouTube description, and it's called the Rotating Design Board. I'm not sure if I have it named that as such. I also like to keep one of these bad boys here, because sometimes it's hard for me to get up the piece. And jewels, not tools. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. Gemini, I can't focus. I got to go back to the table. I'm going to figure that out real soon, I promise. Oh, now that's beautiful. Okay, while I am working on this, I got to do something. Got to show you my little secret. Yeah. Oh, I'm all tangled up in my cord right now. What the heck? Okay, here's a little secret. You do not have to do this, but sometimes when I am when I'm doing something, it's a little warpy. So while I'm working on something else, I'm just going to put this under a book or in a book. This is just the one that I keep by my what do you call it? My workspace, and I'm going to put it in there for just a second while we start to plan out the rest of the card. Okay. Okay, Lark Hiller, good question. Why the use of the anti-static tool? I'll give a quick one. When you touch something and your paper, you don't think you have oils, but you do. You have oils on your hands, and the more you handle a piece of paper, the more oil comes into play, the more static builds up on paper. And then when you go to stamp your cute little greeting, right, and you put your powder on, the powder should only stick to where, you know, you put your embossing ink or your pigment ink. But if you don't have that powder and you see powder sticking all to other parts that you didn't want it there, that's why. That's why, because there's just static or oil, and I tell you what, embossing powder is going to stick like a mother. So, the board. Yes, that board. It's cool, and it is actually meant to be something that you draw on. It comes with a clip, so it's a clipboard. It's not even what we have set it out to be. It's kind of funny, but all right. Now, I'm going to make some arrangements. This is my inner panel for my card, and I needed to trim this. Let's see, what did I cut this one to? Oh, it's the same, 3 3/4 by 5. Okay. Well, actually, I should set my ruler over here. What we're going to do is we're going to come up with a little arrangement that we think is suitable. But I kind of want the little reflections on the balloon to be able to be seen the whole time. Maybe that one goes highest. And I can't pick these up. And then that one goes here. And maybe this one is a little bit lower, like that. But we're gonna create some dimension, okay? So we need to find where did my foam squares go? Holy buckets. Oh, I think I put them back in the adhesive center. Hold on, I'll bring the adhesive center over. Here it is. Here's the adhesive center. I love it. Okay, we have thick foam squares. Oh, I want to have some thin too. All right, we'll see if we can make this work. I am almost out of my super thin ones. Now, I don't want to do too much dimension, right? Because I think that can get to be a bit much. But here's what we're going to do. I do want them to be kind of centered. Yeah, more or less. Okay, this one's going to be the tallest. This is my version of Is there an adhesive center? Yeah, that's not my best work. All right, this one, I feel like this is not going to be enough. Okay, here's a little hot tip. This is a regular depth foam square. And sometimes we want to have a little more clearance over something else. You can always do this. Take it off, take the backer off, okay? You can double it up or you can single it up. I am actually going to take a thin foam square like that. So that way I'm getting a little more dimension, but not an obscene amount of dimension. Make sense? Oh yeah, that's great. Okay, then look at, I am cherishing. Well, I guess this is the last card I'll ever make with thin foam squares because this is the last one I have, but I'm going to put this one too right in the middle, okay? This is kind of the general arrangement that I want to have. All right, now we have to think about they're not stems, but I'm going to call them stems for all intents and purposes. I want to have, let's see, pink, yeah, that's the right order. Okay. I want to have balloon strings or stems coming down. And they're going to, now can you see how the gray makes sense? Right? And my stamping, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. Yeah, Vicky, it's just the thing that I wish I could do most in the world, which is, well, that's why I love karaoke. Although I don't really do it. I did think about the doing some sort of accent, glossy accents, but seriously, it makes me so nervous when I pull out glossy accents that I almost can't function. You know, I've done it a few times. Let's just put it that way. Okay, I'm going to grab my greeting from the book. Now, even this isn't going to be perfectly straight, but at least it'll be, you know, better than not at all. Well, actually, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Now, here's the big reveal. The reason I cut them to the same size, I didn't want to mess around. Oh, actually, I'm going to do some. I didn't want to mess around after the fact and try to have this little banner be the same size. That's all. That's the big secret. Now, I'm going to bring you up a little because I need to figure out this placement, but I'm torn. Strings freak me out, and I'm not sure yet what's going to happen. So let's see. First things first, I'm going to put foam squares of the decent size depth here and here. See, the foam square placement is always something that usually happens, you know, off camera, and that's what's fine about lives. Hey, Mira, just saw your name there. And yes, like Gina says, better than horrible. As if Gina could do anything horrible. I missed her live last night and kind of bummed because I could have watched it. Normally, the Hubs wants to hang out with me. What is up with that? I'm just kidding. I love him. I'm going to include him in some lives this summer. Mark my words. Okay, I will be putting something in the middle, but here's what I can't decide. So what if oh my goodness, okay. What if I pull this down a little so that the string dips down below? But I don't know about this. And I almost wonder what would happen if I cut the strings and faked it out. Does that make sense? I kind of think it would. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to cut these so that we get a sense of dimension and a longer string. But let's go, because I think this is going to be cute. Okay. First things first, go like that. I'm going to glue down the first friend, and I think I'm just going to grab a little dot runner here. Okay. Now I really feel like Gina. I love that dot runner. Now, this whole thing is going to be put on a card too, okay? And so don't worry about that. We're going to get our card in, but I do want, oh shoot, well, you know what? All I need to do is focus right here. Let's just put this down first, right? So we're building up our dimension. I could have taken a picture, but you know, I'm pretty sure I'm going to figure out the placement because this balloon is dead center and then this balloon comes up just a little. See how we get a little bit of stagger there? Okay. But I think. Yeah, you know what? I can go ahead and place the balloons first. All right. Now, before I pop this one down, though, look how nice the ink is, though. I mean, literally, that looks like a frickin' die-cut embellishment that has been process printed. I am so impressed with the quality of how this ink dries. Yeah, it stamps really beautifully. Okay, you're going to be down a little right there in the center of the card. And I'm not really going to worry about the rest of the strings yet because we're working on it. I'm working on it. Okay, and then take this. Of course, I am using liquid glue because I like, well, let's see, how do I want to do this? Because I like to have that playtime, right? And here is my regular foam square and my thin foam square together, okay? And also, if you are still with me, thank you for being here. If you're just joining, thank you for being here. You know, it's just a day. We're just gonna make a card. I'm trying to keep the space about the same. Let's go up. I want it to be purposefully staggered, right? So none of them are all together, right? Because what balloon, you know, none of them would work that way. Okay. Oh, the inks used in today's video, where are they? Are the Pawsitively saturated, and all of the supplies are going to be linked below. But now, okay, I think what I'm going to do is place the first string, okay? And here, what we're going to do is we're just going to use a little bit of liquid glue on this because, well, no, yeah, I have micro dots, but you know what? I'm not going to pull them out. I think they might be sold out right now, but I do really like them because they lay the nicest, thinnest layer down of adhesive, but this will be great too because liquid glue is a fantastic, well, it's just a fantastic product. I'm going to turn it so I can kind of just slide right there, let go, and that's basically in the center, okay? So here's what I wonder. I want this to be here. What if I just cut these and then drop them down? Should I do it? Because I think it will create this sense that all of the strings are about the same. And I'm going to do it. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip you over like that. I'm going to get a pencil. And I'm just going to put a little mark there and there. Because I don't want to screw it up. I don't want to screw it up. I want to give a little string cut here. All right, we're going to go cut, drop down. Look at me. Look at me doing stamp surgery. Well, it's not really stamp surgery, but you know, it's close. Oh, that one? Well, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. We're going to make it work. So, what I'm going to do, get you there, and that way, this will be, oh yes. Oh, it's going to be so fun. Love it. Okay. Again, let's get this here. Have a little of this. All right. And again, thank you for being here today. You know, I didn't have, I had a video this weekend, but I didn't have anything else done. I took some time off. It was great. Jewels, not tools. I just want to get under that a little. There we go. Now, come on now. Get. There we go. Look at that. And we're going to just put you right there. Try to keep it straight. Straight enough. Come on now. Get in there. Okay. Yeah, that'll be fine. And any liquid glue, you just kind of wipe it out. Okay. No one's really going to pay much attention to that. And let's do this one too. This is where the dots would be really nice because, but again, I'm trying to work with somewhat limited supplies here. Famous last words. All right. You don't need much, right? You don't need much. Oh, that's the front. Let's do that. You can tell because I cut right where I cut. Okay, and drop. So that's just strings are all on the back level, which I actually think is pretty cool. Okay, and now I'm going to put these aside. I'm going to put more foam squares on here to help balance out the warpage. Okay, that should be enough. That way they're not hitting any of the strings. Oh, so cute. And actually, here's another great little tip. Where's my, well, you can use your Misty for this, but I'm going to use this. All right. I'm going to use, well, although you can also use the, what's it called? The T-square, but I'll show you. Stop talking. Oh, how do you remove, Cherie, that's a great question, or Sherry. I don't have it here at the table because I keep it by my sink, but if you do not have the product known as Undo, UN-DU, get you some. They sell it at Michael's. It's a all-purpose adhesive remover, and what I do is when my tweezers start to get a little mucky, and I have another pair that I use for more of my gluey things, I just let them, I pour a little of the Undo into the, it's got this lid. It's hard to explain. It's like a scoop lid. And then it takes it right off. It cleans it beautifully. Okay, don't lose those. But I'm gonna use the edge here because the edge is my friend. And we're just gonna come here and line it up. Oh, look at that. It's like I know what I'm doing. Oh, woo! Yes, look at that. That's why we do it, people. That's why we make cards. Okay, mostly so we can feel good about ourselves. Now let's get our other strings, and we will just gently find a way. Oh, I just spit on that. Don't spit on that, Cathy. Okay. And now, even though they're all curving in the same direction, we're gonna complete the strings. And we still have to put this on a card base. Oh my gosh. I always think that a simple card's gonna be knocked out in no time at all. I did have some people say, someone left me a comment, she says, I really just prefer shorter videos. And I'm like, dude, I get it. I just don't make cards that fast, and I like it to seem, this is the only chance I get to show you how long it takes to make a card. You know what I mean? And I did a little prepping in advance. Oh, how'd your balloon string get that long, Cathy? Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Oh, love it. All right. Now, we're getting you in. And that's just going to be a little hook. So that's up a little more. Just so that it shows like that. Isn't that fun? Now I know there are those of you who are itching to put glossy accent, but I gotta, you know how, what was his name? Kenny Rogers? You gotta know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. So the next decision though that we do have to make is what color card base. Now I pulled 2 cardstocks, and I'm going to let you vote, okay? Now, of course, you could put this on a white card base. It would look fantastic. I put everything on a white card base. So I thought today I would branch out, okay? Branch out into a more, I don't know, just something else, So check it out. We have 2 choices. Number 1, we have Doll Pink from Simon Says Stamp. Look at how good that matches the Peony ink. Isn't that good? Uh-huh. And yes, Cherie, I agree. It looks glossy. So we got that. I think that's really cool. And I'm going to pop this whole thing up too. Or, let's come in here. There's always a bit of a lag on the live stream to your comments. So let me pop it over here. And or that. Now I'm torn. And Brenda would do orange. See, for some reason, I guess tangerine, and that makes sense, right? Because it's in the center. That makes sense. Do I have tangerine twist? You know what? You guys keep looking at that. And I'm going to move away for just a second here. See, this is the only problem with my live stream is that I have to walk way far over now and see if I can find a cardstock. No, I have sweet mango And I have more sweet mango. I thought I had tangerine twist. Oh, wait. I do. Okay, I don't think either of these are right, but I'll show you. And don't get me wrong. I don't see, well, tangerine twist is not bad. And I kind of figured that might be the case. So I'm going to cut, well, let's see here. Oh, gosh, my poor cardstock. Okay, or tangerine twist. So let's just pop it on there and we'll take a look. Okay. See, I feel like it brings it a little darker. I know some of you are thinking thin black matte, but you know what? You know Cathy. That's me. I don't want to do a thin black matte. It's just me. It's less things to glue. I think my gut says pink, and it looks like a lot of you are actually saying pink too. Now, I do have some extras that I was stamping earlier. And so if I wanted to make a yellow card, I certainly could, and I may do that. All right, let's make our note card then. All right, this is going to be a USA 2, which is, as we all know, this is 11 inches, right? This is a half a sheet of 8.5 by 11. So we've got 11 inches by 4.25. And it's just a standard size. I don't really branch out from this size very much. I like it. And I've also started pulling this down just a little, holding it tight so I get that complete score line. Sometimes I couldn't figure out why I didn't have the complete score line, and I was watching Gina K and noticed that she does that, and I thought that is just brilliant. Oh, this folds really beautifully too. All right. Now, let's give it a good press. Oh, not a crack in sight. Such a pretty color too, dull pink. There is a dull pink ink too that I have. I don't even know if I need to tape that down. Look at that. Okay. So fun. Now let me grab my foam tape. And today I'm going to use the Thermoweb foam tape. This is a little bit thinner. It's nice because it's not as thick, and I already have enough dimension here. But you know, I do like my card to pop up a little bit. So I'm going to try to do this gently so I don't totally muck everything up here, because, you know, I should, yeah. Let's get some foam tape. This is thinner than the 3M. Oh gosh, don't fall apart on me there. Hold on. I don't want it to be coming off before it's time. There we go. All right, let's see. I'm going to go one there. Okay. It's thinner and it's cheaper. This is a good price point. And I do like the 3M too, but I was out for a long time. And then I started using this and I kind of love it. This cardstock is Simon Says Stamp Doll Pink. The other one was Wild Dandelion from Gina K. The black cardstock is the Simon Black, which I love the Simon Black cardstock. It's my favorite black cardstock. It's very, very black, and it's a lovely, lovely cardstock. Okay, that should be enough for dimension. Now, I could put a little liquid on the back of these. I rarely do, but I'm going to have to figure out. Let's see. Let's take the backers off. And I'm going to shift this off to the side because my camera is in the way. So I have to look straight over here, coming all the way to the side. Trust me, I normally don't work on the right side of the table, but we're going to line it up and press. Oh, I love it. I really like this card. This is so simple. I was sketching some ideas last night, and I was hating everything I was coming up with. But I actually think this is really fun. Now, should I add some shine? Would you? It's $3.54. I guess I could, right? We got some time. Let's just do what we always do. We're not gonna break any new ground here. And then as soon as I'm done here, we'll definitely have a little time for Q&A if anybody has any questions. I'm just gonna pop this open. Oh, I know it makes everybody nervous when I do that. Now, part of the reason I like silver is it's just, you know, it's a neutral. That's all. It's just a good neutral. And, you know, sometimes you know When you know, you know. All right, coming in here a little bit. And let me see. We've got a lot of little open areas of white space. I don't know how I feel about that today because I don't, that's the problem. I don't know how much shine I want on here, but I'm afraid that it's going to get possibly out of hand. And you know, never say never too. We don't always have to have shine. Sometimes we just say, well, you know, maybe we don't need it, but maybe we, oh boy, okay. I'm feeling like all of a sudden I literally just forgot how to make this magic. Because I don't want to trap things. I don't want it to be awkward. Huh. I don't like that. I see all your boobs. I'm not loving this because this feels unpurposeful and trapped. Maybe just a couple over here. What if I put one on the string and then maybe just came over here and had one on that string? I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I know, Audrey, I'm not loving it. That's just it. It's just, I'm not feeling it right now. And sometimes it's this space here. I'm not sure how to fill it in without it feeling trapped. And I don't even think it's needed, to be honest with you. You know, I'm trying to create like a stagger effect. But here's the thing. You have to know when to edit. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes you try really hard to get something to work, but you really can edit yourself. Now, that's not horrible. Actually, you know what? Going like that, oh my gosh, I don't know if you can hear the sirens in the background, but it's like I live in New York City. That's not horrible. What do you think? Let you see how this has more of a connection because we're coming around. We're coming around the mountain. I don't know. Yeah? Yeah, I don't know. I either do this or I do nothing. I mean, I don't do nothing, but I'm trying to see where there's a connection from the top of the card across. Do you see it? What? Yeah. I kind of like it. Like I didn't like it, but do you see why it looks better? And Natalie, I don't think I would do color because I think the color would distract again from the bold balloons and the hot pink. Well, well, then I thought about that too. But if I put them on the sentiment banner, then, you know, I'd have to take like maybe, but see, there's no, well, 1, 2, 3. Now here's a thought, 1, 2, 3. And, oh wait, how do we do that up? Here we go. Like this. I could do this. Check it out. I know this seems like, Cathy, you really don't need to put this much thought into it, but the reality does you do. Actually, let's go like that. We're always looking for a connection, right? Now, what if we did that? 3, 3, 3. Andrea says, stop. You know what? I'm going to boop him down. I know it's crazy, but now I kind of like it because there is purpose. Yeah, 9 is too many. Gosh, I love shine though. It's getting out of hand. It looks cluttered in the middle. Here's the thing. Watch and learn. All right, let's take a look. Do you know what? It's time to party. Nobody cares. We're all good, and this is going to work. Again, I know when to walk away. I know when to walk away. I know when to run. Okay. I do think, if I change my mind later, I'll be sure to let you know. But I think this is really simple. And then, too, I could give this to, anyone, even someone who doesn't like the shine, I think we're going to go for it. Let me do a quick outro so that when I edit this video, if I do, that I can do that. All right. Thanks so much for watching today. You can find links to all the supplies I used in today's video below in the YouTube description box. I'll see you back here with another card project soon. Comments. Hello. Hello. Now it's, someone gave me a thumbs down right at the end. Gosh, you know what they say. You can't win them all. Anyway, that's the finished card. You know, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. I'm going to leave it this way. I think it's fine. You know, if I was feeling super sassy, I could do the glossy accents. I'm going to think about it. I don't think I'm going to do it though. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think I'm pretty good. But I like it. I like how this turned out. It's pretty simple. And they wanted the boop. I know, right? The true thing is, I know, I didn't dislike all the 9. I have never given a thumbs down to anything on YouTube. Ever. It's like, well, what is the point? And it's okay. You know what? To each his own. Crafting is serious. And we are serious people. We need serious people to solve serious problems. Name that movie. There's another one. Your 10 minutes of fame are up. I don't. Actually, the color looks good on. Well, thank you. Thank you, Casey. You know, I'm not sure if it is the best color, but I needed it. I got it from the old gravy. I had to have some shirts to wear out into public, and you know, when I go into public, which I try not to do. Introvert, like to just stay here in the craft/dining room and never leave. But thank you. Thank you. The comments are supposed to disappear after. There we go. Lovely. Yes, Audrey, thank you, Kelly. You're nailing it today. It is the American president. I do think thumbs down. Well, there is a purpose for thumbs down, and that is to let that algorithm know I don't want to see this recommended to me again. So in that regard, it's good to kind of help people figure out what they don't want. But again, you know, and yes, Nikki, it totally is. It's interaction. It counts, and it's totally good. And you know what? It's American President. Yes, yeah, I love that movie. So let's see. Why not use a damp cloth before I use the blower? Eva, I'm not sure what the blower is. You mean the heat tool damp cloth blower? I'm a little confused on that one. Maybe if you could clarify. I'll answer this while we're at the adhesive tape that I used at the end. This is from ThermaWeb, and it's I have it linked below in the description box. But it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Love this stuff. Oh my. So okay. I think it is 15 minutes of fame. I'm not doing my best job of quoting. Robin, feel that 100%. Taz, oh, you know. I still feel like I'm learning with Gemini. I don't even know how to emboss in it. Every time I try a sandwich, it never works, but I love it for die cutting. So, you know, my best tip is if you have wrists that give you any issues at all, get a Gemini or get an electric die cutter that works for you. It doesn't have to be a Gemini. I just find it to be just fantastic. Gina, I only use fine detail embossing. I never use anything else, but I haven't been making cards as long as, say, Jennifer or Christina. I don't know what the other purposes would be for something like that. So, you know, there you go. Oh, Renee, you're the best. Renee accidentally did. You know what? You're my favorite comment today. Just want you to know that. Oh, Cherie, good question. I prefer the foam tape because I like to have that, well, you know, that little bit of dimension as opposed to tape runner. That's it. It just gives it a little lift, right? And it's subtle, but it casts this little shadow. It kind of makes it feel a little more grand, and I love that. So ever since I learned about foam tape and popping up for cards, I've been hooked. I would never did that much with scrapbooking because I didn't like dimension. I didn't want dimension in my albums because the pages that have dimension look like crap today and they dent the page protectors. And so in a card, I love the fact that I'm able to have dimension in this little small space, and it's going to be fine. You know, it's not going to cause any issues in a page protector. Okay. I'm going to scroll back here. And Yeah, Renee, we all do that. It's totally fine. But people unlike there, I almost have 0 videos that 100% like. It's just the way it is. It's not for everyone. All right. Well, Audrey, no, I don't even know what those are. Have not even heard of them. So I don't know what they're, but if it's Spellbinders, I mean, I should check it out because, you know, I do love my Spellbinders products. They're wonderful. The machines are great. It's the machine I've had longest and I feel like I know it best, but I'm going to have to check that out because I know nothing about that. Okay. Yep, the Switch is a great machine. If I didn't have this, I'd probably check it out, but I feel like I'm gonna work that Gemini until it no longer works. Yeah, because yeah, it's a great machine for me. Okay, well, I think some people aren't caught up with the current live, asking where to put things, and you know, I'll take a picture of it. I do think it's fine. Look, I still have tape on my arm. I finished a live, and it does look like a large windstorm came through here. Damp cloth on the back. Oh, I've never heard of doing that, Eva. I've never heard of that. That is, so you put a damp cloth on the back of the paper before I use the heat tool. I've never done that. Jody, yes, I will link that. I can't do it right now because we're in the live, but as soon as the live is done, I'll find that link and I will pop it in within 15 minutes of the end of the broadcast. So, Eva, I have never heard of doing that. So that is interesting. I may have to Google that one. Yeah. I know. It's like I could, oh gosh. If I change my mind before I take a picture, I may stick some more on here. I don't know. Maybe even 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 on here. You know, I think I'm gonna let love rule. Name the artist. I'm sorry. I'm dating myself. Well, again, I will tell you the plate setup that I learned from Jennifer, that has not warped hardly at all. It's amazing. It's amazing. Random Videos wants to know why white card bases. Do you mean the panel itself? I just like the high contrast, right? The high contrast between these elements and the white. It's very crisp, and especially in a clean and simple design, it helps to let that design really, really shine a little bit more. White card bases I love because they're so neutral, and then whatever you have created, they let it shine. And yes, Robin, you're on my wavelength today. I just watched a little bit of Hunger Games the other day, and I love when Lenny says, "I'd bet on you." It's my favorite. Yeah. Anyway, so I don't know if anyone has any other questions, but thank you so much for joining me today. It's been fantastic. I'm happy I came up with an idea that actually worked, because as of about 10 o'clock this morning, I didn't know what I was going to do. Let's go to another screen. Come on now. There we go. So if you ever have a question for me, you can always email me right there. And I always monitor that email. That's my main work email for me. And so you can always, Cathy@cathyzilski.com. I know it's a hard one to spell. Zilski, hard to spell. But once you get it, you never forget it. You know what I mean? Super happy to answer any questions that you might have. And yeah, I appreciate you all. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I'm going to, well, I guess I'm not going to go have a big glass of wine because Coleman took my car and I don't have any college students home. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all back here with another card project very, very soon. I just have to figure out what that card project is. All right, everyone, have a great day. I'll see you soon. Thanks so much for watching today. I would love to have you become a subscriber to my YouTube channel. And if you do subscribe, be sure to hit the gray bell below the video so that you don't miss the next time I post. Here are a couple other videos that you might be interested in watching. Thanks so much and have a great day.